I don't have the details of this story, so y'all got to fill me in. But I do know that there's a trial that's going on, Kyle Rittenhouse, and they're leaning, or the defense is leaning to, or they're trying to go with self-defense. And so I want to talk about this. The jury, like where we are right now, the jury hadn't made a decision, but the decision should be coming out soon, the verdict. And so before the verdict, I want to hear from all of you guys of what you think about what's going on. Was it self-defense? Should that law be changed and all of that type of stuff? And so we want to come. Of course, this show, we keep it kingdom, and so we want to stay kingdom, and kind of give people a well-rounded perspective. First of all, for those people who don't have a clue about what's going on, somebody give us the rundown.
This the one who was fake crying, right?
The guy that shot. Well, he shot. Well, he's a kid. He's a kid. He's a kid. So I don't know if he fake crying. He's probably really scared. But
I know. I cry laughing. Like tears come up my eye laughing.
I'm telling you, bro.
But tell people who don't understand what's going on.
This was a peaceful protest that was happening in Kenosha. I believe that's the city.
Well, it got a little reckless towards the end, and when the shoot.
This is when the Black Lives Matter.
The Black Lives Matter.
George Floyd
and Rittenhouse went from his house across state lines to Kenosha. He didn't come with a gun. He got a gun there. He was 17 years old at the time. I believe he's 18 now. And came out to say he come to protect the buildings of somewhere else that's not his community. But he came to so-called protect the community, and came out with the AR, whatever the AR-15 around his neck, like he playing Black Ops or something. And he was with, well, he wasn't with him, but he met up with another group that had bulletproof vests and AR-15s around their neck that came out to protect. But this was their community, and they came out to all protect the community from the looters or whatever. If that's what you want to do, okay, cool. There's police, there's the guard, everybody's there to do that. But if you want to be a civilian and get involved in that for some reason, that's a constitutional right for you to play the law.
Right.
So
is that a constitutional? Well, anyway,
you got a right to bear arms.
Yeah, but go ahead.
This was a whole argument with Trayvon Martin as well.
Yeah.
Like I have a right to do this. This is my community.
Yeah. So he got into it with somebody. I feel like you're trying to intimidate me. Right. If you have an AR-15 and you give some type of demand or command to me. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's not you're protecting. No, you're trying to manipulate. Right. So what happened was he started. Something broke out. He started running, and a guy was chasing him. Comes out, the guy was chasing him was mentally ill. He had just got out of the mentally ill hospital, and the only thing he's armed with at the time while he's chasing him is his bag of pills. So he's unarmed. This man said, "I'm going to murder you." Excuse me, nobody ever says that unarmed. So that was that whole George Zimmerman. Trayvon said, "You're gonna die" thing. Right. You just make up. The thing is, if you're gonna do self-defense, kill the person so that they can't defend themselves and say what the story actually is. So he killed the guy. First of all, he's walking around, before talking about medic, anybody need medic. But after he shoot the guy, he walks away and don't give him, any type of medical attention, which he say you were there for. Mm-hmm. Okay, now this man is bleeding out, dying, and now you walking away when he the one need the medic, or he need the, a little medical person. You know what I'm saying? So he left him, got to running. Everybody started chasing him because, okay, if you just shot somebody and you start running, everybody's gonna say, "Hey, he just shot this guy. Hey, stop him." So they weren't trying to kill him; they were trying to stop him. And so in the act of trying to stop him, a guy swung a skateboard to knock the gun out of his hand. Right. He took that as a threat on his life. He shot and killed him. Then another guy who did have a gun, who was coming to stop the situation, or he had a right to bear arms too, right?
Right.
Okay, so he comes. He does have a gun in his hand. The third guy that got shot does have a gun in his hand, and kind of has it at him to kind of stop. Hey, stop! Shooting. What are you doing? And he shot him. Now they're saying, it's self-defense. Now let me say this: he's going to get off because of the law. He's going to get off because of the law. Which brings the question to me, or the issue to me, something has to change about the law.
All the guys were black?
No, they were white. No, they was all white. It was all white on white, yeah.
He killed all white people.
Yeah, he killed all white people.
And you're saying he's getting off because of the law. What exactly about the law do you say?
Use self-defense?
It's self-defense. If you feel like your life is in threat,
I can say that anywhere, though.
But that's the law.
Yeah.
If and you get to,
I can just walk down the street.
But you gotta meet violence with violence, though.
No. You ain't got to do that. If somebody cut you off or something and meet you or something, and they get out the car, you can shoot them and say, my life was threatened, and that will stand in court. If you're in an altercation with somebody in a restaurant or something, and they say something, you say something, and you raise your voice and kind of just turn around like that, that's grounds for death.
Do you have the ages of the people that died?
They're not old. I think the oldest guy was a guy that was mentally ill.
How old?
I think he might have been in his 30s. Don't fact.
So you're saying 30 and under?
Yeah, I think these
was
guys
shot.
Yeah. What 30s and under?
They're gonna change. They're gonna change the law.
Yeah. But
they're gonna change the law because they're white guys. Yeah. And I hate to say it like that. We done played our black card already.
It's always in the first 5 minutes.
This particular instance was, it really, to me, there's only self-defense in one case. Was the third guy who did have a gun, but he was trying to stop him from calm the situation, because you can't go to somebody with a gun and try to grab it. So he one guy was armed with a skateboard, and that didn't work. So the next thing is, I got to meet you with to try to stop.
Why didn't
But that's the only case where it's self-defense, because he did have a weapon. The other two didn't have a weapon.
Why don't you think the other people who were armed shot at him?
My people that might just been around like they had guns.
Because they had sense.
They probably
you just don't.
Situation,
you don't just shoot people.
I mean, you shoot somebody that shot somebody. That's why you have a gun. That's the stop.
But some people ain't that
they just carrying it.
Yeah, he just wanted to be out popping folk.
Man, who is
that?
Some people
ain't like that. Some people really.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have a gun, which they had guns. One, the story says that somebody gave him a gun.
His friend gave him a gun.
All right, so what I'm saying is there are other people with guns, and they're pretty much trying to be security. So there's other people that's with him. Why don't you think that somebody shot him? Because I don't think that everybody, if he's from out of town, everybody didn't know him.
No.
So if he's shooting people, another thing is if he's shooting white people, why didn't anybody?
I think there are levels, because you have people who believe they had a right to bear arms, but they're not trained to shoot other people. So you have to be trained not only physically but mentally to handle to possibly kill this person. I'm saying you're saying to other people. I'm saying that they have a right to bear arms, but they don't necessarily think they're going to ever kill anybody or shoot at anybody. They just say, I have a right. That's my right to have a gun.
They flossing and flexing. But the dude was. I just don't get it. I mean, so y'all feel like you feel like he's gonna get off.
I know he's gonna get off. The law is going. The law is gonna get him off. No, they took the legal arms off the table, because at the time he was 17. And everybody thought you had to be 18, but in that state you have to be 17.
I think they're taking this trial as a joke, because even on top of that, I saw in the media where he can pick his jurors by raffle. It's a raffle thing. He can actually take names out and say, these are my jurors. It's not a real trial.
He picked 7 men and 7 women and 5 men blindly in a
What city is this?
Kenosha.
How you say
Kenosha.
In what world can you pick your own jurors anyway?
Did it
that's
like a lottery.
Minnesota.
Like, this ain't the bingo night.
That's crazy.
That you can do that.
Wow.
So they're taking it as a joke, the whole trial.
That's a picture right there.
So I mean, I feel like the law is gonna change. If he gets off, he gets off. But I think the law is gonna change.
The law needs to change.
It has to change.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to see.
The law needs to change to if somebody does not have a weapon, you cannot kill them. Especially if they have not touched you yet.
Yeah, right. People need to mind.
Like for real. Like 3 people died because you showed up outside of your state.
Yeah, and you felt threatened.
No reason, right.
Yeah, like why
That's
were
the
you?
George Zimmerman thing with Trayvon Martin. Yeah, I felt threatened.
Yeah, but my thing is you can't start the confrontation and then lose the fight and then say I had to shoot him.
Yeah.
And if it was self-defense, then shoot him to stop it. Like shoot him in the leg. Why shoot him to kill?
But that's
a
lot of police. A lot of police use that, and I felt threatened.
Bruh,
you know, and that law has to change.
You have to value life.
Right.
Yep.
That life is not death is not worth, somebody just making a mean look at you or somebody, raising their voice.
Right.
Like that's not enough to say I have to kill you.
Yeah.
Like at this point, you don't value. That is a weak, fragile law written by a weak, fragile person.
Yeah.
Is this the same trial where they said, no more black pastors?
Yeah.
What is that about? Can you tell us about that?
They
Al
keep showing up to court.
Al Sharpton.
No, that was Aubrey.
That's a different trial.
That's different.
Okay,
That's right.
I didn't know if that was the same trial.
Well, now the black pastors are going down there.
Oh yeah, they be showing up every day.
Okay.
Yeah, all the I know Jamal Harris.
Yeah, that's a different-
He's leading
different
everybody's going down there.
Okay.
And
Well, let everybody know what that's about. So, right now also
the Aubrey case.
is going on
in South Georgia,
and of course that family is distraught. That mom, the family's heart is broken, and so there are pastors that's showing up for support. Well, they showed up for support. Yeah. The first pastor was Al Sharpton, or Reverend Al Sharpton, and then I think Jesse Jackson came.
Yeah, Jesse Jackson.
And that's when he made the comment, because they felt like that their presence is gonna sway the jury or something like that. They're just talking, and so he's saying we don't want any more black pastors. And the judge is saying you can't make that decision.
That judge is way different than a judge up north.
Yeah.
But even in the Aubrey case, like if somebody's chasing you with a gun.
Yeah, so reason. So everybody knows this is where the black guy is running, he's jogging, just exercising, and then you have 3 white.
I don't know if he was running back home or whatever.
He was jogging.
Yeah, he was out jogging.
Just out jogging.
His mom said he did that every morning. So
I think it was.
He had on boots, but they were chasing him because he came up out of a bando.
Yeah, he went in an abandoned house.
He didn't steal anything because whatever he stole, it was abandoned in his hand.
Plus, it's abandoned.
It's abandoned. It was a house that's being
and it ain't your house.
So. Yeah, I mean, when we were looking for a house, we were going in houses being constructed all the time to see, look at the floor plan. You can do that. That's not illegal. He didn't leave with he wasn't walking down the street with lumber. Like he was not actively doing. But even if they chase him and they corner him and they pull out guns, their case is he reached for my gun. Well, that's self-defense for him if he ain't got a gun.
Exactly. Right. Now there we go.
Self-defense.
There's self-defense.
If you pull out a gun and I'm not armed, the only thing I can do before you shoot me is reach for your gun. Yep. That is his self-defense. Right. You can't tell me, okay, the white man could just had a gun, shoot it, and the black man just got to sit there and just take the bullet. No, he got to fight for his life.
Yeah.
They was out hunting.
Can't be one-sided.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can't say, okay, well, it's self-defense. He reached for his gun, but what's his self-defense?
Yeah.
You got that's why I say that the law has to change.
I believe it will.
You can't have a law that says if you are unarmed, I get to pull out my gun and just start shooting.
Like these two gun charges, these two cases are kind of like, they're not the same, but it's kind of like they're using the same law.
Yeah,
it's being threatened.
I feel threatened. That has to change.
So we're gonna see
how this happens, how this rolls out. Yeah.
We've already played the black card, So what I keep saying, the black card on this show, we're only allowed to use the black card one time per show.
And we early.
Yeah, we
always early.
We try to save it. We try to use the law. We try to use. But we so since we're using the black card in this conversation, You got one that shot white people. You got one white guy that shot 3 white men. And you got 3 white men that shot 1 black guy. So these cases are really gonna set. I mean, I don't want rioting and all that, but the verdict is gonna weigh heavy on the emotions of the people.
Yeah.